Welcome to Coach Line's Summer Mastermind. We are at the end of week 2, you guys. I can't believe we've been going through this for 2 weeks. Time is flying. I hope you are getting so much value from this and it's actually helpful. Again, please let me know your thoughts in the Facebook group or in the bottom of this video about how these weeks have been going. If you have other questions maybe that I can tackle for the upcoming weeks, if I haven't already planned those, I might be able to toss in some new ones. So if there's things that you want to learn, let me know what you are looking to learn and what you need help with. So today in episode 10, the last episode of week 2, is how to make sales with storytelling. I love storytelling. I'm like the ultimate storyteller. I tell stories all the time. Ask anyone I know. I'm a storyteller. And the thing is, storytelling is one of the best ways to make a sale. And so simply from a story, you could get a new customer because people buy into stories. People love stories. People love to connect and relate. And I want you to become a master storyteller. So what we're going to do today in this episode is go through some storytelling techniques that you can adopt and learn in order to be able to make sales. And so the number one story that you're going to want to master is what I call an underdog story. And so I'm going to explain in the video that you're going to watch what an underdog story is and how to actually create it. I'm going to tell a story. I'm going to tell my underdog story. And the underdog story is going to be the core to who you are and who your business and you attracting leads. And there's going to be 2 types of underdog stories you're going to want to master: your own personal underdog story and then an underdog story for a client. And so I'm going to take you into this video, watch this, and we will reconvene after the video. So make sure you tune in at the end. So check this out. So craft your story. So why is your story important? So we all have a story. We all have a story to tell. We all have a life. We all have experiences. And your story is important because people purchase based on your story. So sometimes you might see, you might wonder why one trainer is getting more sales over another. It's literally someone might identify with that trainer's story. Maybe they both are going through rehab. Maybe they both had a injury and they're both going through rehab. So as a client, you can relate to that trainer better than if you are working with someone who's never had an injury. So your story is what matters, okay? And why your story is important is for 3 specific reasons. 1, it helps you attract customers. So customers want to work with people who have similar stories to them or stories that they can relate to. So you're going to get a lot more people coming through your doors if you have a solid story in place. And number 2, it creates authenticity. So people love when people are real and just down to earth. You know, like one of the main reasons why people like Nicki Minaj, her competitor. But the main reason why people like Cardi B is because she's just so true to herself and so authentic. She keeps it real. So it's the same thing with your business and with your story. If you keep it real, you keep it authentic, we're all human beings. And that's what you have to continuously remind yourself as you're going through this. If you make a mistake, who cares? Just pick back up and move on. No one's perfect. And the more that you show your vulnerability, the more authentic you become and the more relatable you become, which in turn attracts customers. And the third reason why your story is important is because it becomes your message and selling point. So anytime someone approaches you, this is going to become like your elevator speech for them to get to know you and find out what you're about. It becomes your message. It starts to define your entire business and what your mission is and why you're doing what you're going to be doing, why you're trying to help people get in shape. And it becomes your selling point. You'll use this story when we get to your sales calls to sell your idea and your message and your teachings and your training through. So this is the 3 main reasons why it's important. So we're going to get into the two elements your story needs. So there's two things that every story needs. So when you're crafting your story, which we're going to do in just a minute, think about including these two things. You need credibility. So the things that are in your story have to be correct. They have to be accurate, and it has to establish you as an authority. So you're going to need credibility, and you're going to need vulnerability. So you got to be your true self. You got to peel back the layers of all the baggage and everything, and just put it all out there. The more vulnerable you are, the better and more appealing your story will be. So, the story that we're going to be crafting today is called your underdog story. So people love underdogs. Think of Superman, Spider-Man, and other favorite heroes who've experienced deliverance. We're all heroes, including you, who've experienced deliverance. And many of your customers are also underdogs who have overcome and persevered. Hope is the ultimate message. So in layman terms, your underdog story is how you started at one point and you grew and transformed into something else. So it's how you overcame something, how you persevered, how you were hopeful, and success came from it. And so guess what that's going to lead me into, you guys? It's story time. So I'm going to go through, before I show you it, I'm going to go through my personal underdog story, and then we're gonna break it down to really find out what is all gonna be in your underdog story so you can create your own. Okay, so story time, my favorite time. So this is my underdog story. So I'm in 12th grade and just named captain of the varsity cheerleading team. I am a star athlete, star student, and one of the most popular people in my school. After graduating with highest honors, I'm accepted to one of the top universities in the U.S., the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. I'm killing it all 4 years, making straight A's, and land my dream job working for celebrities in California. I'm literally living the California dream. After parties with celebrities, flying first class, and making good money, the unexpected happens. I'm laid off my job. I'm broke, homeless, and couch surfing. I'm at the lowest point in my entire life, and I feel and look like shit. I never imagined I'd be the girl who sleeps on the floor and uses food stamps, but I am. The only food I can afford is fast food, so I gain 30 whole pounds. I'm the size of a house. After months of self-pity and failed job searches, I realize I have to turn things around because my life depends on it. I buckle up and apply to literally like 100 jobs, and 6 months later, finally land the perfect job at a marketing and advertising agency. I learned so much here and lose those 30 pounds. I'm back to being me. I'm loving my new self, soaking up all the knowledge at the agency, and decide to teach people what I'm learning and help other girls lose weight too. Before I know it, I have my own online business, making more than I'm making at the agency. I'm hitting $20,000 months and changing lives. Hey, I'm valuable. And I'm a life changer. I travel to 5 countries in 1 month and spend more time with my family. I am completely transformed and happy. So let that sink in for a second. That is my true, real story. That's my underdog story, right? So we're going to create one for you. And I think I saw a typo over here. I'm at the lowest point in my entire life. Yes, there we go. I never imagined. Also, okay. Yes, so that is an underdog story. So I'm going to take you through exactly, we're going to break this down a second, but before we do that, I'm going to show you exactly how to create your underdog story. So in order to take your audience on a journey, you have to have 4 parts in your underdog story, right? So again, we're going to get into what my underdog story was and what all the parts are, but let's look at these parts by themselves first. So first, you're going to need a background. You're going to need a background that sets the stage for the main character, which is you. You're going to need your rock bottom. So this is the pit moment in your story, like your lowest point that you've reached. 3, you're going to have a shift. You're going to need to have a shift in your story. So this is a search where you're searching for answers or searching for solutions, and then you have that aha light bulb moment in your story. And the last part of your underdog story is going to be your breakthrough. So this is the ultimate transformation and success. So where you finally got what you wanted or what you've dreamed of, okay? And the breakthrough actually has 3 subparts to it. So you have the inner breakthrough, the outer breakthrough, and the external breakthrough. So the inner breakthrough is how you change internally. The outer breakthrough is how your life changed, like maybe your finances change, things of that nature. And external is how your life with others changed. So maybe you got to spend more time with family and things like that. So now that you know what these 4 parts of the underdog story, try to guess in your head where in my story these things happened, right? So when did I go through my background? When did I tell you about my rock bottom? When did I make that shift? And when did I have that breakthrough? So just think about it for a second, and I'm going to walk you through it right now. So my underdog story has all the 4 components. So I have my background. So I tell you about just how great my life was. I was like the bombkid.com. Like everybody wanted to be me. I was doing it. I had everything I wanted, blah, 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 right? Then I go into my rock bottom. This is my lowest point in my life. So I've hit the pit of my life. So you can see the transition from how I went from like the perfect life to like literally the worst life you could ever imagine, being homeless and couch surfing in LA, which is super crazy because everything is so expensive. I gained 30 pounds, and as a star athlete, like that's a huge deal that I'm now bigger than I've ever been in my whole entire life. Number 3, we hit my shift. So my shift is I start to search for jobs. I'm searching for answers. I'm searching for solutions. I really dig deep and find the will to apply to all these jobs, and then I finally land a job. And so then I end with my breakthrough. My breakthrough is my transformation. So I lost 30 pounds. I started my own online business. And for my internal goals, I was loving who I was. My internal breakthrough. My outer, and I'm talking about these things right here. My outer breakthrough was that I was making $20,000 a month. Going from homeless to making $20,000 a month, it's craziness, right? And then my external breakthrough was that I was able to travel and spend more time with my family, and my relationships got a lot stronger. And so as you can see, that whole entire story seemed like a lot of information and a lot of details, but when you break it down like this, it becomes much easier to understand. So we are going to create your underdog story, but before we do that, I want to give you some tips. So 3 tips for your underdog story. I really encourage you to say your story out loud and record it, then write it down or use dictation. So when I created my story, I didn't just like type it all up. I use dictation because that's my favorite thing in the world. So basically dictation is you speak and the your phone or your computer types it for you as you're speaking. So that saves you time. Another way, if you can't figure that out, it's super easy if you have an iPhone or something, you can just Google how to use dictation. But if you don't want to do that, I encourage you to record it. Just record it on your phone or your computer or something, and then write it down. It's better that way because it's going to come out more natural than if you're just trying to like write it out. The other thing I always let people know is to speak in present tense. What you want to do is bring your audience into the story as if they are there right then. If I talked in past tense, it probably wouldn't have been as appealing or as engaging. So speak in present tense when you're writing your underdog story, and include as many details as possible. Include colors, feelings, emotions, what you see, what you feel, what you hear, what you taste, all of that stuff. Include as many details as possible so your audience can truly be part of the story. Awesome. So I hope that was amazing. You know what an underdog story is. Now you have the tools to create your own underdog story. And as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, it's not just your underdog story that matters. It's the underdog story of your clients that matter as well, because your potential clients are going to read those underdog stories or see videos of your clients' underdog stories, relate and connect, and then feel more inclined to make a purchase after they've seen that it's possible with someone else who looks and acts and has the same passions and goals as them. If that person can overcome their underdog story, then why can't I? And that's the mindset we want to get our clients to start to think about in order to get that purchase. So your homework for today is going to be create your underdog story and create one client underdog story. As you build your business, you're going to have more than one client underdog story, because these stories you're going to use in your catchy content. This is information that we're going to be using later to attract leads. You're going to be using them on your sales call. So this is actual information that's going to be used. So be sure you write your underdog story and you write at least one client underdog story. And your homework is to post one of those stories or both, whichever you prefer. You can post your own or the client one or both into the Freely Nation Facebook group so we can all read them and be so touched. But no, I'm just kidding. So we can workshop them and I can help improve them, and you can get insights from your peers for things you may want to consider, or just to pump you up. Maybe your underdog story is amazeballs, and we're just here to whoop-de-whoop pump you up and give you that motivation to keep moving forward. So post that in the group. If you want more assistance with crafting and storytelling, be sure to book your free breakthrough call. Oh, I got an accent now. Oh my gosh, y'all. As you can see, I am the master of alarms. This happens on every single video. You would think I would by now turn off these alarms while I'm recording videos, but obviously I have something really important to do. So we're going to wrap this up, as we were at the end anyways. You are going to book that free breakthrough call to get more assistance with how to storytell and actually make real genuine sales from storytelling. Or if you just want help, anything else in your fitness business, whatever you might need help with, book that call. We will workshop it together. We will get you a plan and a strategy in place to implement to take your business to the next level. I hope to hear you on that call. You can apply for the free call at mycoachline.com/apply. The link will be in the description. And please, if you enjoyed this, please comment, like, subscribe, and share this. Sharing is super important because we want to spread the word. I don't just want you to win. I want everyone to win, because when we win together, it's better, right? And as always, make sure you are trained, love, and grow. I will see you next week, you guys. We're going to be in week 3, which means we have 2 more weeks to go. So we are halfway through. I will see you next week for episode number 11. So I hope you enjoyed these first 2 weeks. Be sure to watch the old episodes if you haven't already seen them, and have a fabulous, fabulous weekend. Smooches. I love you guys. I will talk to you soon. Want to know more about how to build, launch, and grow a profitable online fitness business? Book a call with our team today. We will help you create a plan and give you strategies that you can implement ASAP so you can start making money and impacting lives now.